Shalom Yasharal. What's up? Yo. Hope all is well. I really do. Uh, do you ever feel like it's opposite day every day? And when you truly love someone and appreciate them and respect them, they treat you the worst. And when you are a jerk to someone, that's when you get treated the best. And it's every day. Yeah. And sometimes I don't know, I get off in La La Land, trying to forget that is the way it is. But I always get brought back to reality. Yeah, this is my cover photo for my group Escape Babylon. And I truly do want to escape. I often think about what it would take to truly escape right now. And I don't know. Like, I really haven't ever come up with a true escape plan. I mean, if you could go up to Alaska somewhere, to the woods, deep into the woods, and they would find you. They'd come get you and pull you back out. And that is highly unlikely that you would survive. If you went and maybe moved 20 miles from the closest town, you would still put yourself right in it. Unless you leave completely from the system will always have its tentacles wrapped around you. There's no escape for now until it's destroyed. Think about it. And maybe that's why I'm so optimistic about the time we're in. And it puzzles me that a lot of these people they don't want to believe it. Like, they don't want to acknowledge it because it scares them. They don't want their system, their way of life right now to be interrupted. And they keep telling themselves that it's going to be okay. It's going back to normal. Governor Thompson said next week we don't have to wear masks anymore. And they're saying that they're not going to mandate the vaccines. And I want it to end. And if that means we got to go through hell on earth for a couple of years, bring it on. Gladly. They want this to keep going on and to keep chasing down a living and living to pay Caesar and give them their due and keep up with the Joneses and press people and try to work so hard to not feel like you are a bum. Constantly making sure you look good, because you got to keep up your appearance. And I know a lot of women that won't go outside without their makeup on. And I'm not talking about just powder in their nose. I'm talking about the whole landscape. The whole canvas has to be painted. So they're not even the same person. You get two different people. And they're programmed to think that that is the only way they can appear in public. They cover up the image and likeness that they've been given of the Most High with paint. And they hate the way they are naturally. So they have to paint that over so that they don't look horrible and they still might attract a man. It's just so twisted. It's backwards day. Everything's backwards. If I treat someone with the respect and love, consideration that I would want, they treat me like crap. If I have no nonsense and just, not that I would treat them bad, but I just don't care, and I just don't go out of my way for them, and I just basically like, meh, oh, then they're swinging from me, And, I used to, when I had no idea who Abba was and was all in the world, I used to pull the jerk card. I called it something else. Starts with a D. But with the ladies, once in a while, I'd pull that. And it worked to perfection. But keeping that up, it's hard. It's just not me. It never was who I was. But if you turned and was nice to them, they didn't like it. And nowadays, I'm not saying all you women are like that. Don't get me wrong. I know there's some really nice ones, good ones out there. But you can agree that the majority of them, they will tell their girlfriends and everyone that they don't want to scrub, and they want a man that takes care of them and pays the bills and is a responsible man. And when they get one, finally, they walk all over him and leave him for a straight bum that lives in his mom's basement and don't have his driver's license. And he's 38 years old. Plays Xbox. Yeah. We're living in backwards land. Yeah. Even before I knew Abba, I used to say, this society, this world, it cannot go on another 50 years. There's no way. And those people I was mentioning that, they keep making excuses and lying to themselves, saying it's going to be okay, because why would you want it? The proof's in the pudding. And a lot of these people that I'm thinking of right now, these are confessing Christians, and, say their ticket to heaven's already bought and punched, and you're going to hell because you said ass. How can they? I'm not talking about them. I'm just saying, like, if that's your attitude, where you're making excuses, lying to yourself that this is going to be okay because you want it to be, you want it to go on just a little while longer until you die. You don't want to live in a world without Babylon and Caesar. I don't know if I've ever told y'all the story of my buck, right? I use this all the time. Maybe I told you, I don't know. But sometimes when I'm talking with people and they say, like for example, if we're talking about paying property taxes, and somebody's like, well, you gotta pay them anyways, or fishing license or whatever, and I tell them how I would love to live ideally. I'm from Wisconsin, and there's many mornings where I've been out driving to work or whatever real early, sun just come up, and there's dew on the grass in a field, and there stands a huge, beautiful, magnificent buck in all his glory. And right there where he stands, that is his territory. Go up to him and tell him he has to pay property taxes. Tell him he has to put makeup on or wear clothes or no. Wherever he's standing, he is complete owner of that, and he will show you if need be. No one tells him to do anything. He does what he wants to do daily. He don't chase nothing unless it's rut. He's king right there, that piece of area, wherever his hoofs are. That is the life I want to live. And the only reason I'm being patient and not saying I want it to come now is because I don't want no one to perish. I don't. Well, I'm sick of these wicked people, and I can't say that I want them to be here. I mean, who could? But, Abba's will, not mine. But I'll be happy when it's over with. I mean, how amazing is that going to be to know? Like, I was talking to a sister last night, and I said, when we get to those peaceful waters, hopefully I'm in your guys' company, and we can shout and jump up and down and know that we are in shalom with no more garbage. I mean, how nice would that be to look at someone and say, it's over. It's finally over. It's done. And know that there's no chance for now that it's coming back. Yahusha's kicked its ass and threw it somewhere. And we got free range. Like that buck. I mean, sure, we still have to obey, but we're going to want to do that. We already do. But there ain't going to be no running down $1, working your whole life, working your back off for some pieces of paper that have pyramids and all-seeing eyes on them. Working for the bank so you can pay the bank, never truly own anything. And these people that work in like a factory or whatever for the man, punching their time clock 9 to 5, they kiss butt all day for the most part. I've worked in those places. I know how you climb that ladder. Even if you're really good at what you do, you can't just do you. You can't, I've seen it, and I see that they make it mandatory that someone's butt has to be kissed. And, if that boss, he wants you to do something or something, you try not doing that if you want to keep working your way up. Yeah. So you see these people that work their whole life and they got a nice house and a few vehicles that the bank owns everything, and people look up to him and say, man, he really, they did it. But truth be told, he kissed butt all the way there. And he probably hates himself. That's why he drinks beer every night. Yep, and they're miserable. Very rarely do you see an old couple that are still in love, that still have a fire in their eyes towards one another. And if you're not, if you're still, I mean, if you're not doing and living like those people, you're looked at like you're a bum. If you aren't someone that puts money above everything, which a lot of Christians, most Christians do. I don't know too many that would tell you, most will tell you, you need to have a 401k and a retirement plan, and your kids need to be put through college and all this. You tell them that money's not everything. Well, now you are no longer part of the clique because you're a bum. And yeah, that's how it is. No one, there isn't too many people that truly follow Messiah. I don't see them. And if they say they are, and they are pretending to be a follower of him to the extreme, then they're probably taking things so far that he would tell them, just like I read last night. King Dawood ate that bread out of the temple because he was super hungry. And these people that I'm talking about, they would tell you Abba would be mad. He'd want you to sit there and starve to death. It's backwards land. It really is. And you know what? Honestly, I genuinely love, and I have a hard time just being rude to people, or I can't be rude. And if I do something for someone, and something that most people would take money for, and I refuse it, I'm looked at like I'm an idiot and stuff like that. I'm not gonna do that, but those people that look at me like I'm an idiot for having compassion, I'm not going to go out of my way for them no more. I'm not going out of my way for people who could care less about me, who only see dollar signs. They have dollar signs in their eyes, or they see something where they could gain or benefit from me. I'm not going to hate, and not going to go against Torah, the word, but the Most High doesn't want us to be idiots. And I'm not saying I've been an idiot, but when I tell you what, when you've been good to somebody and they turn around and shit on you all the time, you sure do feel like one. I'll forgive them, but I can't. I'm done with the nonsense. It's time to have no nonsense. If they want to be backwards, and what will happen, because I've done this before, what will happen is you'll start to command respect from those people once they start to think that you're no longer going to do these things for them because you are a son of the Most High, and they know you have you set for yourself, or you follow the Torah, and therefore you're gonna do things a certain way. They know they can bend you and manipulate you, because there's things you won't do and there's things you'll do. When I see that, I'm just gonna tell them, just get lost, just get out of here. I love you, wish no ill will towards you, but kick rocks, because I'm not the one. I know you like to think so. wasn't recording there. This was a pretty good little rant. I'd hate to have to lose it. I want y'all, I hope all y'all who have been putting up with nonsense, maybe you'll hear this and say, you know what, Dee's right. I don't want to put up with nonsense anymore either. I'm sick of it. Who would want to put up with that? I'm set apart, bro. Sis. There's a few good people who I'll always be there for and love them because they show me love, and I haven't had to give them my back, my blood, sweat, and tears to get it. They give it to me because they're like me in that department. They just naturally want to love. But anyone else that wants to play nice to get something over on me and only will give when they feel like I've given plenty for them to do so. No, I'm done with that. Kick rocks, get lost. And these men, if you want to call them that, who tell you that you have to obey every little technicality, but they think that they can disobey the part of the instruction regarding Shabbat that says you must work 6 days. You shall work 6 days. And then you rest on Shabbat. These people, these men that want to rely on others to make their way for them. And then when you ain't willing to give it to them, they cop an attitude and start to talk about you and stuff. These guys better stay clear too, because I'm not dealing with that. No way. It's wrong. I mean, what if some sweet old lady that's a widow, who don't buy anything, saves every dime, but she don't have much, and she wants to pay something, to help, and she gives it to one of these young men that's in their 20s that is perfectly able to work, but feels like he don't have to, because he's, holier than thou, and he's smarter than you, and what if they give, one of these guys their money, and that guy's totally fine with it, wants more actually, and if you don't get it, he'll probably quit talking to that person, or, I'm not going to put up with that. Abba wouldn't want me to. Prove me wrong. He ain't going to want me to put up with that. Abba wants us to be a man's man, a lumberjack's lumberjack. And when it's needed, a lady's request, a child's father, a provider, a sustainer, a no-nonsense, roll up your sleeves, smack the crap out of you if you go too far and harm one of my loved ones. Deceive a little old lady so you don't have to work and your hands are softer than cotton. And you make excuses why you don't have to work, and you know, I'm kind of upset with myself because I've let people like this fool me into thinking they're truly on some mission or something, and that's why they shouldn't be working. That's why they're not working, you know. But, you know, you think Abba would want you to do that? Doesn't it say that if you're able, you're a man, if you don't work, you don't eat? 6 days you shall labor? Or does he say, those who feel like traveling the countryside and hanging out with people, talking about your opinion of Scripture, you don't have to work or labor. You just journey around, and when people who have worked their whole life wants to give you a couple bucks from their savings that they really don't have, you can go ahead and take it and feel good about yourself, and then make someone feel bad about himself if you ain't got something to give them, or you don't feel like giving it to them. When, you know, I work every day, and then accuse me of stuff that is not true. Act like they're holier than thou. No. And, you know, there's a lot of people I know that took a crap on a long time of me being too nice, too good. And then now, after a while of seeing that they didn't need to do that, and they could have treated someone decently, who was a good friend, who was good to them, loyal, honest. They'll miss it, but once I'm done so dirty and been pushed to the point of no return, yeah, I'll forgive them. I'm not going to hold no hatred or a grudge, but I don't want to be around them anymore. You know, did Yahusha sit and hang out with the Pharisees who doubted him and discredited him? Did he hang out with them and just sit and eagerly want to show them and prove to them who he was? No, he was like, psh, Sabbath was made for man. You know, man is master of the Shabbat. Get out of here. You guys are worrying about the outside of your cup when the inside of it is full of maggots and worms. No. Let's walk like Yahusha, or don't walk at all. Crawl if you want, but I'm walking like Yahusha with humility. If you think I don't have any, show me. I want to see it. And I'll do what I can, all I can, to make it right. But don't confuse putting knowledge to work in the area of not allowing Pharisees and Sadducee type people to run over top of you, make you feel guilty for something that you didn't do, that they have done, and let them do things to you that deserves repra. You know what I'm saying. Yeah, I can't continue down this road. You know, I can't pretend that it's okay that these people want me to be their friend and they got no intentions on being mine. And they do it because they know I'm a child of the Most High And there's certain things I just won't do. And they know I want to do right. And you see some of these people, if you ain't giving them something, they will go out of their way to show you their disgust with what you like to do, as far as like talk about Abba, the way you see things. Like, you don't want to lie, you want to be honest, you do things right. They'll show you how disgusted they are at that. But when you have something they want, then they pretend to act like, yeah, tell me more about this. So yeah, how do you do this and do that? Like they're interested. And there's been so many times where I just want to be in a good mood that day, and I just let it happen and just kind of forget and not even realize that's what's happening. But then once we get back to that point where I'm not giving them something at that moment, when it's, what have you did for me 5 minutes ago? And then they prove to me that whole time they were acting interested, it was a front. And they were being snakes, vipers. No. From now on, and then people come up to me, I'm just going to say, kick rocks. You ain't getting it no more. All that you took advantage of, it's not here anymore. The only thing you'll get is something you ain't going to like. And it ain't going to be good for both of us. But if you're going to stay around here and try and get what you got before, because I was being naive, because I thought there was hope, when clearly there isn't. And it's nothing I could help with. Just get out of my arm's length. Because sometimes when I get done so dirty, some things just happen, and it's like I'm a human, I'm not perfect, and some things just happen, and I don't intend for them to, and I feel bad about it later. But now that I've gotten older, I just stay out of those situations. But sometimes people just come right up, and because they don't think nothing's going to happen, because you believe in something, and they think you're a Muslim or something, whatever, because they really haven't been listening to anything you've said, so they really don't even care. The whole time you've been telling them, they've got this face like they're really listening and interested, but in their mind they're probably saying, this guy's so stupid. I hate this, I'd hate to see what Abba has to tell him, Just imagine you got a son, say you're Abba and you got a son that loves you, and he's trying to help and talk, with such intrigue to this person, and this person's looking at him pretending, and the whole time he's thinking, what the heck he's talking about? There ain't no Yahuwah. That's the dumbest crap I ever heard. Man, I'd hate to be that person. Imagine what his end is going to look like. I wouldn't want, if I seen someone doing that to my boy, my goodness. We got to put our boots on, people. Whoever's with me, I know there's a couple. Hey, sis, how you doing? Tell your hubby I said hi. I hope you guys are doing well. And another sis. I got like 3 people that I know that would probably agree with what I'm saying right now. Maybe not the don't come in arms distance. I don't like to go to that, but when a man comes into my house to rob me, I'm not laying down. I'm going to do all I can to get him on up out of there and make him never want to come back to my place. And if I'm like that buck, that place is wherever my feet is and my arms can reach. my hands. Yeah, I love y'all, Mish. Those who love me. I love everyone. Don't get it wrong. But I ain't got time no more for those people who take my kindness for stupidity. And it's never been stupidity. It's been hope and patience. But every man has to say enough's enough once it's been stretched to a point where this person doesn't want to reach that level. They don't want to get out of evilness. They like it there. And they're just telling you and making you think they might want to come out to suck you dry, use you until they can't use you anymore, go to the next person. No, there ain't nothing wrong. I don't think where I would want to just kick them in the ass and lift them up off the ground and send them packing. That person's wanting to do me that way. Shoot, get out of here. I'm done. But for those who love me and who can, message me once in a while and say, how you doing, brother? I can count them on one hand, I'll tell you that right now. Tell you that. I definitely don't get nowhere near what I put out. But I'm pretty sure that that's something that a child of the Most High is always going to deal with. But I'm sure Abba does not want us to be idiots. We're his children. He ain't raising no fools. I love y'all. Shalom. Peace out. These out.